Hey everybody, Dr. Amy Spoelstra here with the Focus Academy. I'm super excited. I have one of our Focus certified and definitely one of our leaders in the Focus Academy with us here today, Dr. Eric Kurzinski. He's in the Madison, Wisconsin area, and I just couldn't even wait to get him on this, to do a quick interview with him, because as he knows, in our kind of inner circle, in our private groups where we work on continued training and learning, he is an absolute superstar. He's really leading the way for the other Focus certified doctors on how to really take this information and lead with brain development to help families in your community all the time, but definitely through this really challenging time that we've all been living in, and that's definitely impacting our kids. So, Dr. Eric, I just absolutely love what you're doing. Before you were even in the Focus world, you have invested a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort past your, chiropractic education to learn how to help the pediatric and family population, and particularly the population of behavioral learning socialization challenges. So why have you, when you didn't have to, you have a good practice, you could have a good life, why have you taken the time to become Focus certified, to continue to learn to help these families?
Where to actually start there? The reason that I always do the work that I do is really just because I feel like parents and just everybody in the world just deserves the right to know that God created our bodies to do amazing things, but things can happen in our world that create just how we engage and interact with our world a little more difficult, and which is going to make it more difficult to process and move through certain activities. And the reason that I dug deeper is, and actually I didn't really even understand the whole thing until I started going through it and reliving things that I faced when I was younger. I knew that I had a lot of challenges. Growing up, I dealt with a lot of anger and aggressive social anxiety, learning challenges myself, which was a big component of why I got into the work that I did. And I knew a great foundation built on neurology, but it wasn't until I dug into the Focus aspect that I really everything just connected so much more. And into the reason of why are we struggling? Why are we seeing so many more kids struggle in our world? And it really comes back to understanding the brain in a very simple way, which is what you teach all the time. And it keeps it so simple and able to understand. And, like I said, when I was going through the Focus Academy, it was one of those things that a lot of my challenges started connecting dots even more and not just why I was struggling, but then why I was seeing the changes instead of just looking at it from, gas pedal, brake pedal type of model, which is important, but there's so much more to it. And just when you dig into that aspect, your whole world starts to open up. And it's also about providing parents, not just what they can do to help their kid, from a brain development perspective, but what can they do to help understand their kids better, to engage with their kids better, and also, really to what skills can they do to help to control the situation. That coming from here.
Sorry, we've got some noise here. We've got a bustling office all around us with kids. I'm sorry about that.
I was like, is that mine? But so I think looking at from all of those aspects, and providing parents hope and solutions and action steps, not just with the care that we deliver, but when they're in home, when certain situations happen, what can they do to help control the situation, to help meet their kid where they're at, and that stuff.
Oh, it's about to get loud for another quick second here. This is what happens when you have a pediatric office, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you said so many things right there that were gold. And one of them I want to highlight really quickly is the fact that you had your own self-discovery about your developmental trajectory and your willingness to be open to that and understand that and dig into your history to understand, look, you're a successful doctor, you run a successful practice, you help a lot of people. It didn't your challenges didn't diminish your ability to have a great life and has nothing to do with your intellect, but the ability for you and the willingness for you to look back and understand, some of the challenges and the things that you had to overcome. And you're here to help other people not have to struggle as much, right? And there it is again. Sorry about that. But I think that that's one of the really key things that is really important, that allows you to bridge the gap to really not just bring the information and the clinical tools and the brain-based tools and find the simplicity and answer the really tough questions that these parents are coming to you with. Like, yeah, they're coming to you for clinical tools, but they're also like, Dr. Eric, what do I do when my kid just won't sit still in the classroom? Like, do you have a simple strategy? And you can, one, relate, two, relate to the parent and the kid, and have simple communication and brain-based understanding to apply your clinical tools, stay in the chiropractic lane, and simply give them a tip that's going to help them, and that's very well-rounded provider right there. And I appreciate that you are really doing that in your community.
Well, thank you for being an amazing mentor, and just helping, so many other providers be able to provide this information, because it's one of those that I thought I knew a lot before Focus, but Focus just opened my eyes and opened my world to so much more, and and just being able to simplify it for my community in a simple way.
Love it. And so for all of you listening, doctors out there listening, you have got to follow Dr. Eric's page on Facebook, on social media. It's ADIO
Chiropractic.
As simple as that. We love it. In Madison, or in the Madison area, Wisconsin, you have got to follow his page. He is doing amazing things with bringing the simplicity, leading with brain development to make the case for chiropractic and create a safe place for these families to land, which is a really important piece of the puzzle. Hey, I want to thank you. I also want to make sure that you tell all the parents out there how to locate your practice, exactly where you are, because I want to make sure people in your area or close to your area are contacting you if they are having any challenges or just looking for support.
Yeah. I mean, so we're located on the west side of Madison in Middleton, Wisconsin. Honestly, the best ways of getting in contact with us is, one, if you're on any of our social media platforms, you can always direct message us. We have our team always monitoring those messages, so we'll always get back to you. But you can always reach us too at our phone, which is 608-824-0950. I would say those are our best ways of contact, because we're always checking them and always answering the phone. So we're always here to help support you guys, and provide you as much help as we can. And we know that chiropractic is not the only piece, but is a main piece. But we also love to work with other providers in the area too.
Yes. And I've personally seen, and I can't let this go unsaid. I've personally seen Dr. Eric reach out to our community of Focus Academy doctors and parents. We have some parent mentors in there as well. Amy Yardley. I always want to call her Dr. Amy Yardley because she deserves that. But she's the founder of Navigator Healing. And when some families have come in who maybe are nervous to come in, there's some big barriers for them just getting out of their house and coming into the office. And Dr. Eric has taken it above and beyond in creating a safe place, modifying procedures, and making sure that all families of all abilities have an opportunity to receive care or get information.
Yeah.
At least.
Yes.
So thank you, Dr. Eric. You are
Yes.
wonderful. Thank you for bringing this to your area and just being a intellectually curious doctor who wants to do more for those in your community and find simplicity on the far side of complexity. So if you're in his area, make sure you contact him. Or if you're a doctor who wants to know more, make sure you contact him. I'm sure he could give you some information. And everybody, remember, there's no purposeless behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
Be well and do good work.
Yes.